Well, tonight we come to John chapter 4. We're going to be looking at about half of Jesus' encounter with this Samaritan woman. So John chapter 4, verses 4, John 4 through 24. Now, John's gospel, it really certainly takes some interesting turns in the people that Jesus encounters. First of all, he encountered Nicodemus in chapter 3. And Nicodemus, of course, was a man of influence. He was a member of the Sanhedrin, as far as we can tell. He was described as a teacher of God's people, a scribe. And here he was, a very knowledgeable individual. And what did Jesus do with him? Well, it seemed to be that he kind of put him in his place. And then we get the encounter that Jesus had with John the Baptist, both before and after the encounter with Nicodemus. And John the Baptist was described by Jesus as perhaps the most important person who had walked the earth up until that point. And so here it was, these two very important individuals, one important in the eyes of the people, the other important in the eyes of God's mission to point people to his Savior, Jesus Christ. So who's going to come next? Is it a luminary, a great scholar, a very important person in the eyes of the people? No, it's a Samaritan woman, and we'll find out how she might have been considered probably the lowest of the low. And Jesus has conversations with her describing that he has care for both the great and the small. Follow along as I read this very interesting encounter, the first part, verses 4 through 24 of chapter 4. And Jesus had to pass through Samaria, so he came to a town of Samaria called Sychar, near the field that Jacob had given